Good morning. Welcome back to another video from Double Pivot Pod. Another running thoughts video. Oh, get that view, eh? Oh wait a minute, can you hear that? Can anyone hear that? Haaland, Haaland. That's strange. Haaland, Haaland, Haaland. Get in. The robot delivered. So anyway, we'll come on to that, but welcome back to an edition of Running Thoughts. Me, FPL veteran. And again, if you're new to the pod, all I do is when I'm out running, chat FPL. That's it. Pretty simple. A lot of my good thoughts come out when I'm running, so I thought I'd put them out there instead of putting them on pen and paper, on your phone, stopping every 2 minutes. That's a little bit easier. So yeah, hey, listen. First thing, Salah v Haaland. And last year, I was more in the Salah camp. Now, I've had a look at things, and I've thought, you know what? That Salah guy, he's good, but he's getting a little bit older. Not only that, a fantastic new number 9's arrived, who's ripping it up. Also, they can interchange Cody Gakpo and a little known guy called Verts. 120 million, although admittedly, listen, he wasn't that good. But yeah, listen, we're going to chat everything, all thing FPL for about 15-20 minutes and just see where it goes from there. Now, I think the biggest thing after that was a Liverpool game on Friday. It went pretty well. I think no one's seen Ekitike. I think that was something we missed every week, or every time in FPL, we always miss something right in front of our faces. And I think that's it. And yeah, he was fantastic. He was honestly absolutely fantastic. And I wonder who had him. Oh, just my son. And captained him. Outrageous. Or as Steve would say, obscene. But yeah, it's a good game on Friday. But the game on Saturday, that's what did it. And listen, everyone was thinking Wolves. Oh, Wolves will be alright. I did try and say, have a look at the pre-season. I think they scored, 2 or 3 goals. And they conceded quite a few. Even the fans were a little bit down on how they performed that day. Their right back, well, he's non-existent. Even their left wing back, I don't think he's up to the task. So, yeah, it was good in the end. Haaland got his 2 goals, full 3-point bonus, which is fantastic. Because it looked like on Friday, the Salah cappers have just nipped it. And do you know what? Even though I wasn't a Salah owner or a captain, obviously, not owning him, I actually liked the fact that he scored the goal last minute and he done the big Jota, the big Jota celebration. Loved it. So congrats to them. But yeah, it's on Sunday morning. We've got the games ahead of us today. Another big point I want to talk this morning is CBIT. Now, I implore you, there will be some players that are good at CBIT. 8 Nuri got them, alright, and that's good, but would you think 8 Nuri would have got CBIT against Wolves? Nah, probably not. Go back and have a look at all the CBIT players and see who got, the top, or who made 12, because the vast majority of them they weren't anyone would pick. So go back and I would say have a wee bit of rethink. I think they are useful. And one on that is, I think, a good pick by me. Finally, actually I had one good pick, was Sarr. So Papi Sarr at Spurs. He just missed out on the DC. He had 10. He almost got 12 for an extra few points, which is a bit annoying. But, it's in a game that they dominated, so you wouldn't really expect them to have defensive contributions, So he almost made that. Apart from that, I think there was one other. Maybe one other Burnley defender who made it. So yeah, I think we can't rely too heavily on it. Listen, time will tell. I think the first kind of few game weeks will tell as well. And then people that make their mind up. One thing I think maybe I was trying to shout it, the unit was trying to shout it. Kieran was half shouting it. He did like a bit of the DC. He said I didn't understand it. Now, let me give you the option, ladies and gentlemen. Would you rather a 5.5 Reinders, who looks electric, by the way, and I'll hold my hands up. I mean, I couldn't fit him in anyway, but he looks fantastic, looks underpriced. He looks a great asset. In the Pep team, though, he might change. I don't think he'll get rotated, but where he plays might change a bit, so I don't know, the jury's out a little bit. But who would you rather have? Reinders or Anderson? Reinders or Anderson? Let me think. Reinders, attacking, goal and assist first match. Anderson, he's not played yet, but people, I know what's going to happen. People have been doing it yesterday and today already. Like D-Unit was trying to say, was people getting the pen and paper. Just give you a little bit of the view, a bit of the Scottish view. It's not bad, is it? People have been counting defensive contributions. It's embarrassing. I can't do it. I don't even look midway through the game. Don't look, because say someone's on 8, they might not make it to 12, all right? You just don't know how the half's going to go, but I can't watch football like that. I just can't. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, he's got a header away. Oh, that's a clearance. He must be on 8. I couldn't give a rat's bahookie at what defensive clearances he's got. Do you understand that? I couldn't. I don't think you should watch football like that. Yeah, it brings a few players more into it, but I think the biggest takeaway for us is you don't know how it's going to play out. Like I'm saying, Nuri, he got defensive contributions against Wolves when, you know, he should have been very advanced against their right back who was poor. So yeah, I don't think we can rely on it. Again, listen, we're one game down. So who knows? We've got to wait for the games on Sunday. However, from one Mr. Anderson to another Mr. Anderson, Fulham. And again, do you know what? Kieran's on this. I tried to tell people, you know, he's playing for Fulham. Yes, but you don't understand. He's high in defensive contributions. Yeah. No. I've got that. Thank you. But what you don't get is clean sheets, just like, you know, the normal rules of FPL are applying. Clean sheets are king, fixtures are king, and tried and tested players in the Prem, e.g. Salah, you can rely on them. So, yeah, the Anderson pick, never got it. We shout out to, I think Trigger Lips had him, I think we chatted, I was on Have a Beer pod the other day. If you're not listening, go and listen to them, fantastic. I mean, we tried to tell them both, but they just weren't having it. I don't know. You know, it's quite hard if they're 50-50 between Solio and Review. And this is why, especially at the start of the year, I think it's a little bit like the bookies. You know, the bookies, hey, most of the time they get it right. All right, don't try and beat them because they'll get it right. But on the first day of the season, there's little gaps. No one really knows how stuff's going to play out. Something that I was shouting about pre-season is there's so much changed in FPL that we don't know how things are going to plan out. So don't go all in with like DCs or thinking that we're going to know how things change when we're not quite sure. We're not quite sure. And I think that's the biggest thing, really. But anyway, Saturday was absolutely fantastic. I was watching my little boy, little girl, and when Haaland scored, yeah, it got off right. It was a fantastic game. It was great. But yes, it's been good so far. Sunday will tell. My team personally, I think I made a bit of a mistake with Juve. Although, you know, he has a shot taken off the line. So, and if West Ham get that, they probably, I wouldn't say they definitely win, but, you know, they go a lot more defensive. Potter goes a lot more defensive. So you don't know, it's fine margins. But in hindsight, again, West Ham got a terrible record. I'm a big fan of records. And the opening, they just, yeah, should have maybe had a look at that. And do you know what? I should have trusted my gut a little bit more. I'm still on the attack the first 3 game weeks, but I kind of mellowed out a little bit. And I didn't go all in. Now, from what I found, watching on fall like last time. Now, from what I found, I went back and I had a look at game week 1, and there was a hell of a lot of strikers that scored. compared to kind of normal weeks. But again, I've done that again this week, and there was a lot of strikers that scored. You know, did we miss a trick? Richarlison, number 9. I know he's got history. I get it. I get it. I've had him. I'm sure everyone in FPL's had him. But number 9 for a Tottenham side that looks half decent. There's no Solanke. There's no Son. I mean, he was probably due to get something, wasn't he? It's hard when you're trying to fit all the big boys in, granted. But maybe we missed that. Same with Ekitike. And maybe if you had gone strong all in, you know, Ekitike, Richarlison up top, that would have been good. I think as we move on, maybe the Ekitike, maybe Verts, I mean, maybe Gakpo, again, time will tell. But I think with that, listen, Gakpo pretty much matched Salah, and he's 6 million less. Or he's even more than that. So I think the next 3 game weeks, or the next 2, so 3 in total, Salah has his audition. He's a fantastic player, but if anybody watched that game, you can't tell me, as an owner and as a captain, that you were confident that he was going to bang, because you weren't. And if we're honest, let's get this out here, right? Salah, fantastic player, but the goal, poor. It was, I wouldn't say Dunfermline defending, because Dunfermline actually playing pretty good just now, but it was a bit schoolboyish. First of all, to get to the ball when the defender's in front of him, almost again. When the ball, you know, when the defender's in front of him, pretty poor. They then set back up, and there's 2 defenders in front of him, and one stands there, and the other doesn't even come over to help. Again, he just stands there, let Salah walk past. And again, if we're on about the goal, the finish, it was a half-decent finish, but the keeper has to do better, which is a shame, because he did have a good game. And I think he is a good keeper. His distribution's good, Petrovic, so yeah. I think if you're looking at it objectively, you're worried. And you're worried for the next game, because Newcastle are a far, far greater test. So you have to watch that, recalibrate, and go from there. But I know, if you own Salah, you're thinking about where that money can go. That in itself, and more, is an 8 Nuri. Easy. That's an 8 Nuri and a Rodgers from like one of your DCs. So it's definitely worth considering. Also worth considering is this view. Fantastic. Yeah, so we're going from differential contributions. We're now going to bonus points. Again, we're not quite sure how bonus points are going to work, because I thought Reinders would have got some. You didn't get any. I mean, I don't own him. If I did, I'd be like, how could Reinders not get a bonus point? A goal and assist. If you watch the game, he was probably man of the match. He was fantastic. Maybe not, okay, maybe not Haaland with his finishes and that, but listen, as a Haaland owner and a capper, I'll be honest, I think he played half decent, he did, but apart from maybe 1 or 2 other shots and those 2 goals, there wasn't much opportunity. So to get a 3 bonus, I'm fairly fortunate, you know. I mean, I'm happy with that, granted. But yeah, apart from that, I've got 4 players today. Put down in comments below how many you've got left, how many points you've got, and who your captain was. See, D Unit, I thought he had Bowen, and he changed it to Palmer last minute. So listen, he could be in for a massive haul. And as a Palmer owner, I want him to do well, but I don't, because he's 65% owned. So, you know, if he gets capped, or if you've got him capped, then it's like 110%. Yeah, you kind of want him not to do that well, actually. You want like maybe an assist. An assist would be good, but listen, Palace are a tough team. They are a tough team. So Chelsea, there's not how much pre-season. World champs, though, obviously. So, but you just don't know how it's going to play. It's going to be a tight affair. Another thing I noticed from yesterday was a lot of home teams. I know you always get that in game week 1, I get it, but I went back and looked at game week 1 on last year, and it was the same again. So that's maybe where Sunderland, you know, there's always at least one shock, and that's maybe where Sunderland came in. But let's just admire this. Fantastic. yeah, I think any West Ham fans, I'd love to know. Comment below. Are you in trouble? Potter, alright, he's away from home. Potter? He's away from home, but 3-0 against Sunderland. Now, something else I would like to bring up. Kieran's getting it today. Kieran's getting it this week. Another one is, I had a certain team to stay up. Now listen, alright, it's just game week 1. However, hey, the top of the table right now, aren't they? So, we'll see. But Sunderland, 3-0, West Ham, they don't look too bad, do they? I think however way we look at it, or however you predicted the table, everything like that, I mean, I had Sunderland stay up, newsflash, but I think that the guard's changing. I think there will be at least one team in the Prem that go down, and it won't be the promoted side. Which one it is, I don't know. Not everyone's played, so we don't know. I mean, when Leeds beat Everton 1-0 on Monday, I'll be even more happy. Because everyone will be like, oh, what happened to Everton? I've had a drop off. It's like, no, you've been shit for a while. So yeah, I think it was quite an enjoyable week. I don't think anyone was too bad. If you had any shocking scores, let me know, put it down below. Because that's part of FPL, isn't it? I think, talking of bad, I think Nightmare might have had a nightmare, unfortunately, but it's only game week 1 and it's only 60% done. So don't knee-jerk. Puts me into a good segue of knee-jerk. I've seen, and I've been in a few, I was in group chats and stuff like this, and people are already making transfers. Honestly, I would just trust the process. Unless you've got something you've got a fire to put out or something like that, then I would just hold fire and have a look. Because I've got Verts. He didn't have the best debut the other day. He didn't. Got pushed off the ball a few times. Might take him a little bit of time to adjust. Sometimes it does, especially come from the German League. But then again, look at Marmoush. Hit the ground running, so it's one game. And he did get in some goodest positions. That's the point I'll go back to is Salah, for me, yesterday, wasn't really moving the ball that quick, as quick as he should be. There was a time apart from taking the ball and then waiting, whereas he could have kept going, and maybe younger Salah would have. There was a time, I think it was about 30 minutes, and he was on the right-hand side. They broke. Verts makes a lung-bursting run through the middle, inside the box, in between the two central defenders. That needs a ball across the box from Salah. He just doesn't make it. He just cuts back in, has a shot, gets blocked, away it goes. So I think just watch that one. But like I'm saying, if you cut Salah, you're not taking him out. Of course you're not. He still returned, and I like to see that he still returned because it's a fantastic record. But yeah, back to the original point is don't knee-jerk. Unless someone's injured or unless it's pretty bad. I mean, I'm maybe thinking of knee-jerking a little bit is due. But we'll have to see Chelsea today because I don't know how good Chelsea will be. It'll be a London derby, so it'll be fairly tight. Pretty sure West Ham at home, so okay, they might be a wee bit better, but yeah, it's maybe one that I'm considering to change. But apart from that, in my team, I don't think there's much. And really, for yours, again, unless there's a fire, unless you've got a really, really good feeling, I wouldn't worry about it. Trust the process. Unless you made it for one game week, that's fine. Just trust the process. No knee jerks. Apart from that, everyone else that went to Fest, hope you had a good time. Kieran went, he said it was fantastic. I couldn't make it, unfortunately. Have a Beer went. Plenty of people went, but I think Have a Beer said he was quite hungover. I don't know if it's because he just copied Solio or a review, and then he was gutted he didn't make many of his own decisions. But oh, we jest. But no, I'm glad FPL's back. I'm glad football's back, really. Pre-season seemed to last for absolute ages. I'm glad it's back. I'm looking forward to Kneejerks. Looking forward to the good and bad bits. And usually, especially on our channel, me and Kieran, sometimes we have some fantastic bits, but sometimes we have some poor bits. But part of playing FPL, or I'd say the most part, is banter. It is banter. If not, I mean, realistically, you're going to win? No. So you might as well have some fun along the way with it. Right, as we wrap this up, I better get back on my run. That coffee is calling this morning. So, I have to come back up, it's blocked. What video I've got coming out later on, actually, it's something new that I'm going to try. I think it's quite good, I think it'll be quite useful. I'm going to find it quite fun. It is a fixture decoder. And it'll be up tonight. I'll go live tonight, roughly about 9 o'clock. Look on the page. I'll post it up in time. But what we're going to do is every single week, we're going to review the games. And then, on the fixture ticker, by using Fantasy Football Scout, I'm not backed by them, but I use it, it's fantastic. If you don't, I think you should do it. It's really, really good. And I'm quite a kinesthetic learner, so everything's in front of me, mapped out. It's just easy, you can customise it, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take all the fixtures and we're going to change the colour of them. And we're going to update that every single week and see how that then moves forward. Alright, so the fixture decoder, look for it later on, be fantastic. Please come over, you tell me your points. I might change Burnley to a bright green, or the most green you could get. They were anyway, but Sunderland, did we change them to a medium, like a 3? We're against Burnley next. Who knows? Spurs. Good performance, defensively sound. I don't think it'll be plain sailing for City. I really don't. They didn't look too hot at the back anyway. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Please come over. Come and chat. Been fantastic to see everyone, see how they got on at the game week. And integrate and go from there. Kieran will be there. Well, hopefully will be. So do join us, all right? In the meantime,